Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Coast Shell YouTube channel, and welcome to another theme park interview. Of course, make sure you check out the first episode of the series with Dollywood about their new ride, Night Flight Expedition. But this one is all about Alton Towers Scarefest. And of course, who else can we be joined by? By the Creative Theming and Scenic Manager at the Alton Towers Resort, James Mundy. James, welcome to the channel. How are you, first of all?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. Pleasure to have you on the channel. So of course, Alton Towers Scarefest has only just begun for 2025. It looks a fantastic year as always. Take me back to the start with you. So when you're sort of coming up with the ideas for any new scare mazes, what was the kind of start of the process like? And were the locations that the mazes will be in this year, were they the kind of top targets or top choices this year?
So so the building positions is actually something that isn't decided by myself. That's a higher up decision as to where the buildings are. And then what happens then is the lead creatives will come up with the actual idea as to what wants to happen or what they'd like to happen. And then from there it's a collaborative really on what they want to do, and we go ahead and design it. So it starts with very very simple concept art just to get the idea across to the SLT of Alton Towers. Many mazes are concept arts generated. There's usually about 3 or 4 designs depending on if we're doing one maze 1 year or 2 years, two mazes in 2 years. And then from there it's then decided by the SLT as to which maze they want to go for, and then that's when we start to go into the proper detailed design phase of doing the plan, working out the story in more depth, characters, the actors. So yeah, that's the process. We also get involved with a lot of contractors. We get architectural people in. We also get structural engineers in to make sure it's safe. We also get LTC involved at a very early stage to make sure that what we want to do is fully possible. So yeah, it's a massive job. So the recent one we've just done, Edge of the Forest, that was started once we had finished Compound. It was started the same time as Compound because we were meant to be doing both of them in the same year, but decision was made not to. So we knew that we were going to be using the same building, so that was good. So Compound gave us that kind of tester, if you want to call it that, as to how to use the space and what we can do in it. So yeah, once Compound was all up and running, it was then straight on to getting Edge of the Forest designed. So yeah, so it's been a proper project since probably last Christmas. Yeah.
And Edge of the Forest is obviously the big highlight in terms of new attractions for Scarefest this year and new experiences, along with Dark Hollow and of course the returning experiences as well. And obviously with Dark Hollow, with Edge of the Forest, Dark Forest has been, I would say, the biggest transformation during Scarefest out of all the areas of the park, because you've got Rita, which is obviously back up and running. You've got 13 in there, and Dark Forest is the kind of the kind of newest area in terms of new Scarefest experiences. I'm guessing Dark Forest was always the plan from that point onwards when you started the process, in terms of that's the area we're going to kind of focus on in terms of as much new additions as possible.
That's right, yeah. So I think it was a decision by the lead creatives that they wanted to explore the Dark Hollow story more, and I think when I was asked about it, I think it's the right decision. I think everywhere else has had their fair share of scare mazes, even though Dark Forest was not Dark Forest, Darkest Depths was based in Dark Forest. It obviously wasn't the story of Dark Forest, so I think it was the right thing to do. And they decided to go with the scare zone as well, which was interesting, to do a scare zone and a scare maze for the same area. If you remember last year with Compound, we did a completely opposite scare zone of burial grounds for the Wicker Man story. So yeah, it was really good in one way to have two to have a maze and a scare zone for the same area, because it just ran parallel with each other, and it was just so much easy to bounce ideas back and forth as to, we'd have an idea for something and we'd go, well, perhaps that'd fit better in Dark Hollow rather than Edge of the Forest. So yeah, it's been a really interesting project.
And when it comes to both Dark Hollow and Edge of the Forest, in terms of the story and what guests needed to get from those experiences, what were the kind of aims during the kind of designing process and the kind of idea process that you wanted to get out of both experiences and make sure they were sort of separate from each other, but also collaborated very well together? What were some of the main things you wanted to get out of both experiences in terms of the creativeness behind them?
Yeah, so we obviously wanted them both to be based on the Dark Forest area, but we didn't want them to be similar, which was another design challenge to make them the same but different. Yeah, so in that respect, it's been challenging. I think what we decided early on is that the stories should be completely separate and not linked, even though they are based in Dark Forest. Edge of the Forest is about a completely new character, which is Lesher Wall, whereas Dark Hollow is based on the 13 girl and her new friends. So yeah, I think it was. I think it's really has worked this year in terms of project delivery for us. It's been one of the most cohesive and one of the most I wouldn't say easy, but one of the most kind of just really everything's fallen into place with it. It's been something that's been a real joy to work on. And I hope everyone can see that in the quality of the work that's been delivered is just, in my opinion, I think Edge of the Forest is certainly a world class theming. I think what my team have achieved in there is just absolutely brilliant. So yeah.
Yeah, from what I've seen from the promotional stuff from Edge of the Forest already, it's just absolutely fantastic. And if any of you out there watching do want to experience Alton Towers Scarefest, then go and check out both Dark Hollow, Edge of the Forest, as well as all the other experiences. Make sure you click the link in the description down below where you can get your tickets for Alton Towers Scarefest 2025. So let's go on about some of the other experiences then in inside Scarefest. I mean, Altonville Mine Tours, Tiny's Revenge, the oldest operating scare attraction right now in Scarefest, pretty much. It's gone through separate phases with the Skin Snatchers, Tiny's Revenge. Obviously, the decision to bring it back this year. Obviously, great to see the heritage still going with these older scare attractions. Definitely some good reviews starting to pop in already from Altonville Mine Tours. Obviously, you want to keep that heritage of the older experiences, but you also kind of want to make improvements and little changes. So for those who don't know, obviously spoiler free, etc., what kind of improvements and little enhancements have we made inside Altonville Mine Tours this year?
So there's a lot of R&M involved. Usually we take stuff out and replace it with new. As far as the creative goes, nothing's changed. We've kept it as it is. It's a hard hitter. It's a high scoring maze. So we think, we know people, we know certainly, some people can, it's been there 10 years. So it is a kind of like, it's the same maze. But I think people need to understand that we get a lot of new visitors every year. They see it, and we get people that are like, wow, this is amazing, having amazing in the actual Alton Towers.
Last year's new edition, Compound. I mean, obviously, it was very important to keep it up from its opening year. So, what are the kind of enhancements that have kind of been made inside Compound in terms of keeping that same level from its debut year?
So, what we've done this year is we had a new scare actor director take control of that one, who's delivered an absolutely fantastic new way of working with the actors. Yeah, when I went through it as a preview, I was quite amazed at how much more intense it was. I can't remember it being that intense last year. I came out of it quite breathless, actually. Yeah, so I absolutely think that Compound is a star at the minute. I think the way that it's run over the weekend proves that the changes we've made no spoilers, are something which definitely add to the experience. I definitely think that it's going to be probably one of the best mazes in review wise. I mean, we've already had reviews of it saying that it's the number one for a lot of people.
Obviously, Scarefest is already fantastic. The reviews have started popping in for 2025. How pleased are you with the outcome and the result of Scarefest this year? Because you and your team have done a fantastic job.
Yeah, so for me, I'm beyond proud of the team. I think what they've achieved is absolutely unbelievable. You know, there's been times where we've been, you know, are we going to be able to do this? Is it going to look right? You know, I mean, you always have that doubt, whatever project you're doing, even if you've got a solid plan and you know everything's going to plan and your times are right, your budget's right. You've always got that doubt of you don't know if people are going to like it when it happens. So once you get those initial reviews in, and you obviously get, you know, everyone's opinion matters. You get people that don't like it and people that love it. And at the end of the day, I think if people enjoy it, you know, I think it's something that the team should be extremely proud of. They've worked incredibly hard, many hours, many overtime hours to pull it off. So yeah, I think it's for me personally, it's one of my best Scarefests yet, and especially with the introduction of the new theming that we've done for around the park, just spreading that Scarefest further than just Tower Street and the entrance. Everyone really loves that, and we knew that is something that since me and Jake Bamford, the my team leaders come in. That's something that Jake especially has wanted to do, is to spread the theming park wide, and it's something which we worked with on Bianca. So thanks to Bianca and the team at Alton Towers that let me and Jake go fully creative with it and come up with ideas and let us do it. So yeah, it's definitely been one of the best years, and yeah, I can't wait to do some more stuff for next year. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Absolutely. I mean, Scarefest 2026 is already, you know, the hype will already be there. I mean, firstly, is there any concepts that you maybe could have used this year that you didn't end up using that maybe could be used in next year or future years? Is that part of maybe the process?
And good question. Yes. So I think the concepts which we had for this year were all based at Dark Forest. So it was an area we knew we wanted to explore. So we wouldn't want to add another Dark Forest maze. But there's already been talks about what we want to do for next year. So yeah.
Amazing, amazing, fantastic. We're not giving anything away on this
No.
interview. It's all a wait and see. Finally, obviously, you know, Alton Towers, they've got an exciting future coming up no matter what. We've got the new Bluey coaster coming in next year. Well, Bluey attraction coming in next year.
Yeah.
We know that there's other things that I'm sure will be on the horizon. I mean, the future of Alton Towers as a whole can be considered quite exciting. I mean, how excited are you to be hopefully a part of that future?
Getting these standards up to where they should be and where Alton Towers should be is very important from a theming and scenic point of view. You know, it's my job to make sure that we get those standards to where they should be, and I'm more than positive than what we've achieved this year is to that standard, and we can do it again next year. So yeah, looking forward to it. Exciting times, very.
Absolutely, and we'll be keeping our eyes peeled across the news board for the latest from Alton Towers over the next 12 to 18 plus months. James, thank you for coming on this interview, and I really do appreciate your time.
That's all right, no problem at all. Thanks for having me.